Business editor Richard Southern joins us now in person for the first time in, I think, a few years.
This is
Great
exciting.
to see you.
Nice to see you in real life, Erica.
Yes, here we go. Okay, so let's start with Elon Musk and Twitter, because the case between them heading to court sooner rather than later, Richard.
It's happening quickly. So Elon Musk actually lost a bit of a court battle today, Erica. He wanted this Twitter trial pushed back, but a U.S. judge says, no, we're going to do this lickety-split in October. The judge cited a, quote, cloud of uncertainty over the social media company after Musk backed out of a deal to buy Twitter. Twitter had asked for an expedited trial to start in September. Musk wanted to wait until next year. Twitter is trying to force the world's richest person, Elon Musk, to make good on his April promise to spend $44 billion to buy Twitter. Musk had claimed the company failed to provide adequate information about the number of fake or bot accounts. Twitter argued Musk's reasons for backing out of the deal are simply buyer's remorse. Experts, Erica, say it's possible that Musk and Twitter will settle the case before it goes to trial. It's also possible, Erica, if he loses, they could actually force him to make good on his deal to buy Twitter, meaning we might get that edit button that he wants and that we want.
That'll be the big thing that we're watching for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in the midst of a global pandemic, the Ontario government spending far less than it planned, Richard.
This was the buzz at Queen's Park today. The fiscal watchdog, the Financial Accountability Office, came out with its detailed analysis of what the government spent or didn't spend last fiscal year, which ended at the end of April. The FAO found the Ford government spent $7.2 billion less than planned, including $1.8 billion less than planned on health care. There was also a $1.8 billion balance in the contingency fund. We heard today from the head of the FAO, Peter Weltman, as well as from an outraged opposition, including the Green Party leader. Take a look.
The underspending in the last couple of years has been quite a bit higher than normal. Consequently, we've also been through 2 years of COVID, where we've had tremendous uncertainty and upheaval in the economy and responses, from government and others.
They need to be spending money to ensure we have proper staffing so emergency rooms don't have to close. They should be spending money to give nurses more than a 1% wage increase at a time when inflation is at 8%.
Your taxpayer dollars weren't being spent as much as expected on health care. What were they being spent on, Erica? Turns out paying down the deficit. The FAO found the deficit is shrinking more than $5 billion to $8.1 billion.
Okay, and finally, huge demand increase for travel these days, and Porter Airlines is responding to that, Richard.
Yeah, this is my favorite business story of the day. Porter Airlines, last year, you might recall, Erica, you and I talked about it, announced plans to buy 30 jets, which they would fly not out of the Billy Bishop Island Airport, but out of Pearson. Today, they said we're going to buy another 20 of these jets. So like 50 jets here, with a $1.5 billion price tag. The service out of Pearson expected to start later this year. Company won't say exactly when. It's going to fly from Toronto as well as from Ottawa and Halifax to places like the Caribbean and to Las Vegas, parts throughout the United States, as well as into Mexico. It says the service will be aimed to try to compete more with Air Canada. We don't have any pricing information just yet. Now, CityNews actually asked Porter's CEO about all the delays at the airport, and he says, don't worry, we expect that to sort of moderate throughout the fall, and that's when they're going to start their service. Could mean lower prices, Erica, with Porter flying 50 jets there.
Yeah, certainly not cheap to fly these days, I'll tell you that.